Most buildings consume, never generating any of what they use. Net zero energy means that you're producing as much energy as you're using over the course of 1 year.
We are delivering the first student-built net zero building to Western's campus.
I certainly wouldn't have predicted this project would take nearly 6 years.
The ZeNETH project is the smallest building we've ever built, and it's the most complex permitting process we've ever gone through. That's what I'll be losing sleep over tonight. Oh boy.
You need to scale your ambition to the challenge. If we're gonna build for the future, this is that first step.
Hey Patrick, where are we sitting right now? We're sitting in the nearly completed ZeNETH Net Zero Tiny House. When did this project start? I can't remember.
What's a pain in the ass?
So we're sitting here 8 years later. How does it feel to you? What can't be happening? I'm tired. I feel tired.
So on the trailer behind us, we're building a very small house. It'll be 30 feet long and about 8 feet wide on the inside, so less than 240 square feet. The ZeNETH project, well, first of all, ZeNETH stands for Zero Net Energy Tiny House.
The origins of Project ZeNETH go back about 6 years to 2017. I was sitting in a class at Western Washington University learning about carbon neutral building design, and we were given an assignment to design a net zero energy tiny house. And I thought, what if we did something more with this project? And so I started asking folks, really specifically a new professor at the time, Professor Imran Sheikh, if he would go have a beer with me.
All right. Okay.
I eventually shared that I'd like to build a net zero energy tiny house as part of a student project.
I got involved in this project long before the project existed. So when I was a grad student, I was in a group of students that designed and built an off-grid tiny house. At Western, I got involved in this project like probably the first week that I was a professor. I wanted to build a tiny house with students, and Kellen wanted to build a tiny house as a student at Western, and that sort of was the genesis of the whole project. We kind of connected with A1 at the Green Building Slam that Sustainable Connections was putting together, and we're like, we want to build this. We have some money and we have a design, and A1's like, we would like some experience building a high-performance tiny house, and that is where that magic happened. Surprisingly, one of the biggest lessons that I think students have gained from this experience is how challenging it is to make a house like this that is compliant with all the codes that exist. I think ZeNETH itself is largely, it's like a little experimental. It's a little bit of a laboratory. And what really will be the first net zero or net positive building that's going to be on campus. And that's kind of driven by students, which is totally different.
So I think part of the intention of the program was to build a very small building that could function at a very high performance. Right out of the gate, we get to learn some new stuff. This building will be clad with 2 inches of cork. It'll shed water, it's renewable, super light. The walls and the roof of the building, they're built with what are called structural insulated panels. And then all of the windows and doors, they're all Passive House rated, really high performance windows. The outside's trying to get in and the inside's trying to go out. So if we can slow down the transfer of thermal energy, then it takes less energy to keep that building at a comfortable temperature. It gives us a super insulated box, kind of like a cooler. The entire roof will be covered with solar panels. It will be completely off the grid. And so that should generate more than we need to provide a totally normal, very comfortable space to live in. From start to finish, this project will take us probably about 3 months from the time to start it. So we started on May 1, hoping to be done early August.
So you mentioned that this was supposed to be delivered to Western in 2021.
Yeah.
But it's now 2025 and it's still sitting here in the lot. What happened?
At the time being, it seemed totally doable. Like, we're just gonna build a little box, we're gonna put it on some wheels, do some super whammy stuff, drive it up the hill, everyone's gonna be happy. But a whole bunch of other stuff happened. We started down this, what we thought was the proper permitting path, which in fact it was not the proper permitting path. And that triggered this whole series of events that delayed things all by itself, minimum 6 months. So now go 6 months from October of 2019. What's happening?
Coronavirus has traveled to Western Washington.
Issuing a stay-home order.
About social distancing.
Businesses across the country close their doors.
Well, global pandemics are pesky. One would think it's just a little box on wheels. How hard could it be to permit? But in fact, it's quite rigorous, and we're not complete yet. We had the trailer, and we had the floor cavity, and we had the water pipes and electrical lines and insulation in this thing, and we literally built a tent over it, and it sat there for 3 years.
One of our main goals for ZeNETH was to make sure it has a home on the campus at Western Washington University. And even though we've constructed a 250 square foot box, it has been remarkably difficult to place that box. We knew it wasn't going to be easy. I didn't think it would be 8 years later that we'd still be talking about it. Even though ZeNETH is one tiny house, it's so much more than that, actually, because of how many people have been involved. Project ZeNETH was always about actionable education. I would wager about 60 students have been involved with ZeNETH, some of those in the initial design phase, some of those on the construction of the project, which is phenomenal. That's yet another example of how ZeNETH has succeeded and has fulfilled its destiny, is to ensure that this is getting baked into a larger curriculum, as it has been baked into my life and many of the students' lives that worked on it.
This is Kellen Lynch at New Story Studio.
Pretty much out of the gate and into COVID, I started a consultancy where I would work specifically on energy and housing projects. I am now also a staff member at the Olympic Housing Trust, where we are building permanently affordable housing designed with a lot of the same green building standards that we sought in Project ZeNETH. I started with a 250 square foot tiny house box, and now we're building 1,000 square foot homes that are taking all the same principles and giving people a place to live for the rest of their lives if they want. So that was the whole point. The structure of a tiny house was almost besides the point, and now we have a structure, it is built, and people will be able to touch it, learn from it, use it however they can.
I think there is just this different level of learning and knowledge when it goes from that theoretical to the applied. These energy students are gaining an experience that is much different than what they learn when they're like in my classroom. I hope that students in the future can also be a part of ZeNETH 2.0 and ZeNETH 3.0.
You know, in retrospect, I think I would probably make the same decision. We've since built some new homes since we started this that are performing miles and miles beyond what we ever expected. If this building never goes anywhere, it still was totally worthwhile. I learned that it's okay to underestimate the complexity of something that's important to you. That it's okay to not have all the answers and to decide to move forward anyway.
What pisses you off the most?
In general,
Yep.
not about this project. Probably one of the more frustrating pieces of my work and what I try to push back on with Project ZeNETH is hearing talk and not seeing action. We need to get out of our own way and take risks. If we really want to see affordability, climate change action, whatever it is that you're passionate about, you need to get out there and do it.
This is no longer a 10-minute video. Man, good luck piecing all this together, dude.
Well, this is how we get to that hour and a half documentary.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, good. Love it. Let's do it.